We begin now at 6 with the neighborhood landmark being dismantled. A former place of worship now with an unknown destiny. The Holy Cross Catholic Church on Indy's east side has sat empty now for several years.
Now its stained glass windows are being moved to another church. RTV6's Cameron Riddle spent the day in the neighborhood where residents and former church members are wondering about the future of this near east side site.
The Holy Cross Church has been in this neighborhood for more than 100 years, and the people who live here in the place named after the church say they simply can't imagine the Holy Cross neighborhood without the Holy Cross Church.
All of our families went to school here, church here, baptized here, funerals here, weddings here, a lot of history.
John Heidelberger's family has lived in the Near East Side neighborhood for 75 years. He says watching the 120-year-old Holy Cross Church be taken apart piece by piece is like losing a piece of his family's history.
I don't know what it's going to be like to look out my front door and not see the church, if they're going to tear it down or whatever. You know, it's a strange thing.
For several years, the church has literally been falling apart and sitting empty since the front facade collapsed in 2015, forcing the church to close its doors the following year. The Indianapolis Archdiocese still owns the building and is now salvaging the church's parts, including the historic stained glass windows, which are now being moved to another church in southern Indiana. Mark DeLacy with Indiana Landmarks tells RTV6 the church is on the state's 10 most endangered landmarks list, but says there is still hope for the neighborhood icon.
There have been a couple different proposals already being discussed, primarily focused around housing. We've talked about could an event center go into the building, something that would allow the space to continue in its current configuration.
While the Indiana Landmark's future is uncertain, repairing damages on the 120-year-old building will come at a price no cheaper than $2 million. But folks who love the church would likely say you can't put a price on the history you plan to have in the future.
My parents were married here. My mother was buried here. Funeral was here, you know. I thought my funeral would probably be here, you know. I guess that ain't gonna happen now.
In Indianapolis, Cameron Riddle, RTV6.